Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Devendra. Today I am here to share you some useful tricks which will be useful to solve competitive programming very easily, and even you can compile your code more efficiently. First we'll look into a trick named how to reverse an integer using Python in a single line. Let's say integer in how to reverse an integer in a single line. First, I'll just use an integer as 1524. Now, what I will do here is, as we know that we cannot reverse an integer by using slicing, but we know that we can reverse by converting integer into string. That means we can reverse a string but not integer, right? So now what I will do here is I will convert x to some string like str. You know that how to convert, like I will name here just x. You know that how to convert integer into string. See, I just used str function built-in method so that it will convert into string. Now what I will do here is I will just use slicing. See, I'll just directly print it. Now you will see the magic. Now I will print it. See, okay, run. See, you can see that it reverts. But what is this? Is this a string? Right? Yes, right. But we want it to be integer. This is string, right? Now what we have to do at last? We have to convert it into integer. So I just changed it to integer. Now you can see that even though it shows the same thing, but you have to understand that it is a string. Before I used int built-in method, it is a string, right? So I have to convert it into integer. So I have used this. Okay, now let's enter into a second trick, creating the list by taking the values from the user. This trick, what I am going to do here is I will just ask the user to enter the input, a single input. I'm saying that single input. What I will do over here is I will just convert that single input into a list. Okay, now I'll just ask the user to enter the input here. Wait, I'll show you map of int comma input of. I'll just remove the extra spaces entered by the user by using strip, and I'll split it. That means I'll split the user entered. That means, see, what I did over here is, see, first I map. That means if the user enters the input, I will map it with integer. That means if the user enters some input, actually it is string, but I will make it as integer by using map function. Okay, and then I use R strip. What this R strip does is it removes the extra spaces in a input, and what the split function does is it will split the entered input with respect to spaces. If the spaces exist in a string or a input, it will split. Let me show you over here. And first I'll comment it. Okay, see, I just create a string st equal to a b c d e f. I just use the string. I will just print it by splitting st dot split. Now you will see, I will even comment this too. Okay, okay, now you can see here it splitted the string with respect to spaces, right? So I have used this split function or method. It will split the input with respect to spaces. Okay, now okay, I will show you the entered input. Okay, right now I will just run the code. See, it will not show you anything because didn't add anything over here. Now let me stop and add something so that you can our user can understand that the uh, computer is asking something. Enter the numbers into list with respect to or with spaces separated by spaces. Okay, now okay, now I will run the code. See, it is asking to enter. I will enter like 1 5 7 8 9. Okay, see, it has converted our string into list. Okay, cool, right? Okay, this way you can ask the user to enter without because we know that uh, like taking the input or entering the elements into list using for loop, right? By using this you can efficiently take input so that your program compiles faster. Okay, now let's enter into a third trick. Okay, how to write if statement in a single line. Okay, in this trick you will learn how to how to write a if statement in a single line. As you know that finding even number, we will write in 4 lines, right? Like for if a number is divisible by 2, then it is a even number, else odd number, right? But we can write it in a single line. Now let's go into that. Okay, just I'll name, okay, input, right? EV, even or odd, I'll take as 5. I just named even like EV as 5 as a input. Now I will just write, or just I can even add the if statement in a print statement itself. You can see over here odd or even. First I will write even if EV modulus of 2 double equal to or percentage symbol. Okay, this gives you the reminder so that if 2 are EV divisible by 2, then it prints even. Okay, else if it does not satisfy the condition, I'll print odd. See, same as like if statement will write over here, like if EV modulus of 5 double equal to 0, print even. Like this, same as this, it too executes the same thing. Now you can see the output. Okay, I will compile. See, it is showing that odd. You know that 5 is odd, right? See, now I'll change it to 2. Okay, see, it is showing as even. So you can write your code or if statement in a single line. Looks nice, right? Okay, now let's enter into fourth trick. Find the even numbers within a range, or print the even numbers within a range. Here in this trick you will learn how to print or how make a list of even numbers within a given range. Okay, I will give here r as range. I will take it as 100. I will give input as 100. I want the even numbers within like from starting 0 to 100. Okay, within a range. So I'll just see, this is a single line of code. You can write it. See, in this I will add here I for I in range of R, like starting from 0, or like I will add it out. You know that if I divide 0 by anything, it gives 0. So we should not think that 0 is an even number. Okay, I will start it from 1 to R plus 1, because you know that for loop executes up to R minus 1. So I have added 1 for over there. For this, I will do if I modulus of 2 double equal to 0. That means if the value of like, it means if the I value, what is the I value? It ranges from 1 to 100, right? So if the I value divisible by 2, that means if I value gives the remainder when if we divide I value by 2, then I will add it to list. Okay, now you can see I will comment the above trick. I will print it. See, you can see the even numbers ranging from 1 to 100 in the list. Okay, simple, right? See, just within a single line. You can even remove this like R value, and you can directly write over here 101. It gives the same result. Okay, that means you can even ask the user to enter the input instead of directly giving 100 over here. Okay, now let's enter into fifth trick, how to accept the multiple inputs from the user. That means like, or you can even like accept only 2 inputs, like I want inputs from the user only 2. That means I want only 2 inputs from the user, but user enters more than 2. It means now you can even like restrict that. Now let's look into that, how to actually do that. Okay, I1, that means input 1, or directly I'll add input like this. Okay, input equal to input of, I want just a string but not integer, so I'll just add input dot split. You know, right, what split does? It splits with respect to spaces, right? Okay, now I just want 2 inputs, right? What I'll do over here is, see, input 1, right? I1 equal to input of or input of 0, and I2 equal to input of 1. You can just take inputs only 2 from the user, or you can even like it. I'll first print it I1 comma I2. Okay, I'll just print. Okay, I'll comment the above line of code. Okay, I'll enter the inputs 1 comma 5. See, you can even add more than that, like 1 4 5 6. It will just print like only 2. Now let's enter into sixth trick, how to find max repeated element in a list. See, I'll just name list L equal to 1 comma 5 comma 1 comma 5 comma 4 comma 3 comma 6 and 4. Okay, okay, 1 is for 2 times. Okay, now I'll just print it, the max repeated element in a list. Okay, now you can see over here, this is the list consists of some integer values, and what I did over here is I count the max. It means what is the max function does is it will print a max value repeated, like that means a max value in a list. Okay, what is the max value over here? 5, right? Okay, now it will print the max value. That means it will count and print the max value which is repeated for some number of time, right? Okay, now I'll print over here. You can see 5 repeated 2 times, right? Okay, sorry, 6 is over here. That means it will print 6 for 1 time. Now I will add one extra 6 over here. Now you can see 6 for 2 times, right? Like this you can print, like you can find the max value repeated in a list. That means how many times the max value repeated in a list. Okay, now let's enter into another trick. Okay, how to add the integer containing underscore in it. Okay, now let me add these two. I'll print them after adding format of total or tot. That's it. You can add like this. See, it shows the result like this. You can add the numbers containing underscore in it. Okay, now let me show you another trick. Okay, I have a list consists of some names. Okay, some list li equal to, okay, I have some names. I want to print these names by adding index to it, right? Like I want to have index beside the names I want to print, right? Okay, now what I will do over here is, for I in li print first print of I. What it does is it will just print the names or print the elements in a list, but I want index, right? What I will do over here is I will add enumerate over here. This will give you the index. Okay, ind is the index. I will start. Okay, now you can see it will print with respect to index. Okay, see, if you don't want 0 to be at first, you can add over here is like start from 1. Okay, now what it does is it will start from first and it shows you the result. Okay, like this you can add index while printing the elements in a list. Now in 9 trick, how to link two lists. I'm saying that how to link two lists, right? Okay, first, names one list consists of some names of some persons, like my friends. This is my name and these three are my friends. Okay, in second one, what like they like me, I like maths, Akash likes eating, Sujan likes Python, and Ashwant likes PUBG. Okay, this means like their likings are there in second list. Now I want to print their names and their likings beside to each other. Now how can I print this? Okay, by using for loop index comma name in enumerate of names 1. Okay, now you can see over here I just formatted into that. You know that I have shown you previously enumerate function what it does. Okay, it gives the index. I just added that over here so that you can access the list 2 also. Now you can see Dev likes Max and Akash likes eating. Okay, you can see that you can link the two lists using this enumerate. Okay, now let's enter into our 10th trick, how to print multiple lists using single loop or single for loop. Okay, I will use those two lists over here. Okay, I'll just use one for loop for in zip of names 1 comma sub print of val. Okay, now I will add one other list. Okay, let me take some other list. Okay, I will add this list over there for just convenience. Okay, now I will add one more list over here comma l. See, what the zip function does is it will add first element in list 1 and first element in list 2 and first element in list 3, and it will zip it. Now you can see the output. Here comes the magic. See what it does. You can print multiple lists in a single for loop by using a single for loop. Okay, our next trick is make a single variable as a sublist using list or tuple. That means consider a list consists of some elements. That means like a list or tuple consists of some values. Okay, I have a tuple consists of some integers. Okay, you can see this. I just Okay, I'll remove this first. Now what is this x? X is a tuple, right? Now x is a tuple. I want like I just want two elements and the rest to be in third element. Okay, like this. Okay, now what you can understand from here is x for 1, okay, y for 2, rest all is list. Okay, that means x for 1, y for 2, and rest of all our list consists of these three. Okay, now you can see I'll print it over here. Print of xyz. I just use, see, you can see the result. Okay, now you can even change this into list instead of tuple. You will get the same result. See, you'll get the same result. Okay, instead of like I just want to access only two elements, starting two elements from a tuple or list, and rest I don't want the rest of things. Okay, now you can see what it will print. You see, I just printed only two. That means what this star underscore does is, okay, that will not store in any variable. Now I just want to access first two and last element. I don't want the rest of things. Now what I'll do over here is I just take normally first and second one, and rest between them I'll remove that, or I will exclude that, and just I will add some variable at last. Okay, you can see over here I'll just print it. Now you can see I'll print it. Here's the magic, how to access the elements, or you can store them in a separate list. Okay, in this list, in this you can see that I've added squaring and multiplying even numbers using map function. That means I will create a list with some values, and I'll define a function named square. See, you know that if I pass some value into it, it will return a squared value, right? Okay, now what I'll do over here is I'll just use map function. Okay, I think I have shown you on the first trick what the map function does. It will map the in this list, it mapped the input and integer. Print of list of map of square comma list. Okay, what it does is it will map the function square and the list, and it will print the list of squared numbers, square of elements in a list. Okay, wait, I'll comment the above trick. See, you can view that the square of this list, right? Square of elements in the list, 1 square 1, 2 square 4, and 3 square 9, and so on, right? You can do like this, or you can even add some extra, like if you want some more functions like finding even. Okay, you can print even, and I will add another function, def of multiply. Okay, now you can see the magic. See, in second list you can see that it is returning true or false. That means a boolean values, because it will what this does is, you know that this is a condition, right? If this condition is satisfies, then we know that if we use this condition in if statement, it returns some true or false, right? Like that, same, it is returning some boolean values. Okay, that will add into list. We have added list, right? So it will add that to list over here. Like this, you can use map function for mapping some functions and some numbers, like that. Okay, now in this trick we will see that how to square the elements in a list by using filter. Okay, here in above trick we have seen that squaring using map function, we have created some function and printing. Instead of that, you can even use filter built-in method. It will show you the same result. Okay, in this, what I have did over here is I just added a lambda function and the square of the end passed number, and a list consists of some numbers, right? Instead of this you can even pass some normal value. I just pass a list over here. Okay, now what it does is it will print the square of elements in a list, same as the previous result, previous output. It's shown the same thing. Now for finding even, for filtering the even odd from a list, I will just use, instead of map function, I'll just use the filter, so that it will filter the even numbers from a list. See, instead of creating for loop and finding like if I iterating into list and finding even odd numbers, you can just use this filter method. And lambda, this lambda does is it will like actually it will take the input and it will return the correct. That means that if the condition satisfies, this condition satisfies, it returns the output. Okay, at true or false, like that. Okay, for multiplication you can use a multiplication print off. Instead of this map, I'll use reduce. Okay, now okay, I have to import this. Now you can see this how to like by using reduce method you can multiply the elements in a list and print the result, right? Okay, now you can see the output. See, it printed the multiplication of all the integers in a list. Okay, how to return more than one value in a function? Like I have a function demo, I want to return more than some values. I just added some content. I want some content in that, or you can add some content in between that, and you want to return some ABC values. I just hard code it. Okay, now you can access that values. See, I just print them. Now you can see that it returns some values, and I just access to that and I just printed over here. Or you want just to first one value, you want to access only one value, you know that, right? I just want to use star underscore. I just want only one thing, I don't want other. You can use this. See, just printed only one. Okay, I will leave it as previous thing. Like this you can print or you can access them. Okay, now let's enter into our 15th trick, concatenating the elements of a list. Okay, I have a list consists of some elements or some strings, right? Concatenation means we can just concatenate strings, not integers. Okay, I have just a list consists of some strings. I just want to concatenate them, right? I want to just concatenate 3 of them and I have to print. Now what I'll do over here is I just use a join function. What this join function does is it will join the strings in a list with separation of spaces. If you use, I use space over here, if you use some other thing like dollar, it will separate with respect to dollar, like that. Okay, by using join function you can concatenate them or concatenate the list. Okay, in this trick we will convert nested list into a single list. That means we will take the every element in a nested list and we'll store it in a single list. That means first just consider this for x in L. Okay, x in L, that means it x in L means the list, right? First list and second and this, right? Okay, now this for loop is for accessing x. That means what is y here is 1. That means on first iteration x is, that means y is 1, right? On second iteration y is 2. On third iteration y is 3. Like this I will show you the actual thing, like for I in, or I'll just use same variable so that you will understand. For y in L and for x in L and y in X, print of y. Now you can see the same output for 2 times. Now you'll just understand. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, same 2 for loops I just added in a single list, right? Nice, right? Really cool thing.